High School Football Show. I'm Scott Lubber.
And I'm Samantha Rivera. The dust has settled on the regular season, and we now have a clear view now of which local teams will be in the playoffs and which teams are celebrating conference championships or co-championships.
There were so many big games on this final week. We'll get to them all in time, but we begin with the NIC-10 Whopper that played out in Rockton. Harlem against Hononegah. It was the Palmerian Sun Contracting Game of the Week. A Hononegah win would give the Indians the championship outright for the second straight year. A Harlem win would create co-champions and possibly tri-champions. One key player who didn't play right there, Hononegah running back Isaiah Richardson sitting out with an ankle injury. Hononegah linebacker Zach Hale, though, was on the field making his presence felt. He sacks James Cooper early. 3 sacks on the night for Hale. Cooper later going to work in the red zone. His pass batted away by Jarrett McKinney. Harlem would get a field goal on that drive, though. Now Ryan Van Skelven and the Indians offense take over. Van Skelven on the QB draw. Breaks it into the open. And the fastest man on the field catches him, Jalon Benson, bringing him down at the Harlem 9. A couple plays later, Van Skelven jaunts into the end zone for a touchdown and a 7-3 lead. Second quarter, Cooper cranks it up. And he fires deep. He's got his tight end, Dominic McCarron, who juggles the ball but then holds it in. And that would set up this next play. Johnny Shemshadini pounding his way in for a 7-yard touchdown. And this game is a doozy, tied up at 10 at halftime. Third quarter, Van Skelven with the deep ball. Sam Tressmer lays out to make a great grab at the 20. From there, Van Skelven would fire a strike to Nick Pearson for a go-ahead touchdown. Harlem answered that, but Hononegah added another TD by defensive lineman Sean Davidson, who was inserted at running back. Hononegah wins 24-17. The Indians are undefeated NIC-10 champions once again. Joining us now on the Sports Connection hotline is Hononegah coach Brian Zimmerman. Brian, how does it feel to survive this game and be sitting on top of the conference for a second straight year?
It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of the boys and how hard they've worked all season, all summer long, and to be in this position is pretty special.
This was a back-and-forth game, much like we expected. What were your thoughts at halftime when the game was tied at 10 about the way things had played out up to that point and what you guys needed to do in the second half?
I thought that we did some nice things in the first half. We moved the ball. I felt like we left a few points on the field. So I thought. And I was talking with the coaching staff. We just had to keep these guys focused and come out in the second half, get a stop, and execute a little bit better on offense. And fortunately, we were able to do that.
We've got to ask you about the big guy, defensive lineman Sean Davidson, scoring the game-winning touchdown when you lined him up in the backfield. Was that the first time you've used that package this year? And how much confidence did you have in Sean to hang on to the football?
Well, we practiced that a few times. Ultimately, I think that we call it our Rhino package, big boys in there. And we used it, I believe, one other game on short down and distance. But you know what? Sean is a great athlete, and we had complete confidence that if they called his number and they decided to give him the ball, they do have the option. Ryan Van Skelven could have pulled that and ran around to him and just used him as a blocker, but complete confidence in him, and what a phenomenal job he's done for us last year and this year, both.
You mentioned Ryan Van Skelven. He had 2 huge runs for you that led to scores. Comment on his play and the way he handled the pressure of this big game.
Well, who knew the kid could run, huh? He certainly stepped up tonight and did a great job to get a couple of first downs. He's known for his ability to throw the ball and runs a little bit of option, but I thought he just made some great decisions tonight, like he's been doing all season, and kept us in a great position. Maybe one time there was almost a pick. Fortunately, we got away with it, but thought there were a couple of times receivers dropped balls. He could have certainly had some more yards in the passing game.
Well, the playoffs are next. This win should give you guys the momentum boost you'd want going into those playoffs.
I hope so. The boys sure were fired up, and somebody asked me earlier if they were overconfident. I said no. I think they had just the right amount of confidence level. they weren't walking around, talking about the game. I said, you don't have to talk about the game if you're ready for it. I think we just honestly the kids were focused, and I think probably having a season like last year under their belts, I think that helped them quite a bit.